students, how are you all? Welcome to my class. So today I am going to start with the new lesson, that is geography. Water resources of Karnataka. So in that we'll come to know about the rivers of Karnataka, where are the rivers are there, how we are using those river water. That river waters we are using for the many purpose. The river water of Karnataka can be divided into two groups, that is east flowing and the west flowing rivers. So let us know about the rivers we are using for the rivers or river water for the domestic purpose and for the irrigation purpose. So what are those, where are the rivers are they? So east flowing rivers, west flowing rivers, so where they join. Okay, so we'll come to know about the rivers, importance of rivers. So let me start with the east flowing rivers. The Krishna, the Kaveri, the Pennar, the Pala rivers flow eastwards and joins the Bay of Bengal. So the Krishna is here, Pennar, Pala, Kaveri, Krishna, Pennar, Pala, and the Kaveri river, they flow into the Bay of Bengal. It is in the east. Okay, the Krishna river is the second important river of the South India. It takes birth at Mahabaleshwaram. So you all know where the Mahabaleshwaram. It is in the Uttara Kannada district. Flows 1,392 kilometers eastwards to join the Bay of Bengal. It is an ocean, but it flows for only 480 kilometers through Karnataka. And the next one, that is Bhima, Koyna, Tungabhadra, Ghattaprabha and Malaprabha are its tributaries. Tributaries means what? Branches. These are the rivers. They will be flowing and joining to the river Krishna. So this Bhima, Ghattaprabha, Malaprabha, Tungabhadra, these rivers. So here are the Ghattaprabha, Malaprabha, Bhima, Tungabhadra. These rivers are the branches. They join into the rivers. And these river waters are used for the irrigation and to produce the electricity, that is called as hydroelectricity power. The flow of water, the speed, the velocity of water, with that flow of water, what they will do? They will produce the electricity generation from the Krishna river system. This benefited means what? It is a profit like for whom? For the farmers, and it is an advantage in the northern Karnataka. And the Kaveri, the next, that is here. The Kaveri is the most important river of Karnataka. It is also known as Dakshina Ganga. It irrigates at Tungabhadra in Kodagu districts and flows 804 kilometers through, that is Karnataka and Tamil Nadu eastwards and join in Bay of Bengal. It flows only how many kilometers in Karnataka? That is 380 kilometers in Karnataka and Many tributaries, many branches, many other rivers join this river. For example, like Hemavati, Harangini, Lokapavani, Arakavati, Shimsha. Hemavati, Shimsha, Arakavati and Lokapavani. These tributaries join into the which river? That is Tungabhadra. And Shimsha and Lakshmana Tirtha, here it is Lakshmana Tirtha, Suvarna, Kapila. So even these and Bhavani, these are the tributaries of the Tungabhadra. River is most important, useful for the agriculture, power generation and drinking water supply. The Penna and Pala rivers flow through the districts of Kolar, Tumkur and Bengaluru and then enter the districts and then enters Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So here the North Penna, here it is South Penna are two separate rivers. So these are the east flowing rivers. Now we see about the west flowing rivers. So many rivers rise in the Malnar, flow eastwards and join in the Arabian Sea. For example, like Sharavati, Kali, Gangavali. Gangavali is also called as a Betty, Kali, Betty, Sharavati. So these are the west flowing rivers. And like Netravati is here. And the next, that is Varahi, etc., etc. They flow down steep slopes and create the waterfalls. Sharavati waterfalls. We can see the Jog falls. They also helps to produce, that is hydroelectricity power. Jog falls and Sharavati waterfalls. It is the world famous. It is the highest waterfalls in India. That is 293 kilometers. Apart from the Jog falls, the other important waterfalls are Gokarna, that is on the Ghattaprabha, and that is the next one Unchali, that is Aganashini. It is on the Aganashini. And Chaya, Bhadravati, it is on the Don. Chunchukatti, that is on the Shimsha here. And Gaganachukke, Barachukke, it is on the Kaveri. And Bagodi waterfalls, it is on the Belti. So these are the west flowing rivers. West flowing rivers, they join into the mouth of the Arabian Sea. So here we have seen some of the waterfalls also. So the next one, that is irrigations in Karnataka. The artificial supply of water for agriculture is called irrigation. It is essential. Essential means it is important for the development of agriculture in places where distribution of rainfall is uneven and irregular. Distribution of rainfall means what? In some places, in some districts, the rainfall is less, okay, and sometimes it won't. So it has been an ancient practice in Karnataka to carry on farming, agriculture, growing crops to the different sources of irrigation. The main sources of irrigation are like wells, canals, tanks. So in the early days, wells were dug in villages for the purpose of the irrigation and all this. So later the practice of constructing canals to the dams and all to supply water from the rivers for farming was started. So not even that, they even started constructing the big tanks and all can be seen even now. Like for example, that is in Shanti Sagara, that is in Sulekeri in Davangere district. The wells dug in Kalaburgi districts during the 11th century. The Tungabhadra canals for the time of Vijayanagara Empire, the Vijayanagara, those kings also they constructed the canals itself. And Vani Vilasa Sagara and Krishnaraja Sagara Dam constructed by the Mysore kings, the Vijayanagara kings and the Mysore kings. They have constructed the Vijayanagara kings. They constructed the canals and all, and even the Mysore kings also they constructed the canals. Nearly 26.2% of the cultivable land is under the irrigation, not on the rainfall. Facility is in Karnataka. Karnataka has occupies the 9th position in India. With regard to irrigation, Raichur district has the largest area under canal irrigation in the state. Tank irrigation is maximum in the Shimoga districts, whereas Belagavi district has the maximum well irrigation. So in the Belagavi district you can see well irrigations and all. In the Shimoga districts we are seeing the tank irrigations, and in the Raichur districts we are seeing the canal irrigations. So in different districts, different sources. With the sources, they are what they are doing. They are doing with the help of these means and all. They are cultivating the crops. In recent times, the number of tube wells have increased. Like Belagavi districts occupies the first position in the tube wells and all, and the second, that is in Kodugu district, occupies the last position. So this is about the irrigation in Karnataka. So in the next class, again I am going to continue with that same lesson. Thank you so much, students.